Hi, thank you for joining us today on Where You Live. Tonight we are visiting 100 Women Who Care at the Lido Theatre.
So my name is Karen Carlson, and I'm one of 100 women from Fort St. John. And I'm really excited to be here tonight and look at all these other 100 plus women that we have here. Woo! Yeah.
I am Tara Waddy, and I too am one of 100 Women Who Care in Fort St. John. And I'm very excited to see everyone here and excited about the impact that we can create this evening through the small donation that we're all making.
So just a little bit about the chapter that we've started in Fort St. John. Our mission here at this Fort St. John chapter is that we are going to be open to all women. We're going to come together to make an immediate, direct, and a positive impact on our community by each donating $100. And then a local charity or organization will be selected tonight by the group members who are here. It will be voted on, and we're going to host these meetings 2 times each year. So we get to watch how a group's commitment of $100 per person turns into 10,000 plus donation to a local charity in one night. And then we do that 2 times per year, and that's how we witness how $20,000 can improve the lives of our neighbors when it's placed in the hands of those charities who are doing work in our community to serve them. Essentially, it comes down to the power of 100.
So I'm going to set the intention for the evening. So let's take a few minutes to appreciate everybody in the room, in our community, and the deserving charities that are here tonight. Tonight we're going to join together to celebrate the gift of financial support for one charity in the Fort St. John community. We invite you to listen carefully to the 3 candidates as they share information about each of their charities. We ask you to remain open and stay positive to the process that has been successfully created by the 100 Who Care Alliance and all the other chapters that have followed. Tonight is about sharing generously as a dynamic group of women in our local community. The steering committee's hope for this group is twofold. Firstly, it's to give back to our community through a cash donation, and the second is to give back to our community through connections made with other women.
So since 100% of the money goes to the charity, we have limited funds amongst our steering committee to purchase items for the event. But we are, again, very blessed in this community, and we have sponsors who have stepped up, amazing sponsors, and helped us provide some of the things. So I just want to let you know who they are. Some of them have been on the screen behind me. But first of all, I'd like to ask you to give a round of applause to the Lido Theatre and Brian Kirshner for giving us this home tonight.
There's been 6 wonderful ladies that have been working really hard behind the scenes since May to see this event in this chapter come to fruition. I will introduce everyone to you for our steering committee. So I've warned them all that they're going to come up here, I think. So we have Cindy Moore. They'll come up here. So I have Cindy Moore and I have Annette Lang. Callie Pym. We have Karen Mason Bennett. And of course we have Karen Carlson.
And I'll just say that the 6 of us knew each other, were acquaintances with one another, but none of us were close friends, so it's been a very interesting time working together and get to know one another. Our chapter came from a chance conversation Tara and I had one day. I had been talking with a friend in Dawson Creek who started the chapter down there about a year ago, and they've been incredibly successful in Dawson Creek. And Shantae Patterson is actually here with us tonight to provide some moral support for our committee. But their committee down there has been providing lots of support to all of us. And Tara and I had a chance conversation one day at the Spark conference, and from that sparked these women and tonight's event. So we're very happy to be here and look at the success that we have. So thank you. But I think officially we have 112 people.
So the ballot contains the name of each of our presenting charities tonight. So after they all present, they'll each get 7 minutes to present. After they have presented, you as members are going to cast your vote of who you want to receive the donation, I guess, or who you believe is the most deserving. So after you've marked off your chosen charity, there's pens at each table. We want you to place them in the boxes. So the boxes are right there. So you're going to place it in the box, and then once all the members have added their ballots to the box, our steering committee will furiously tabulate all the results, and we will then determine who the recipient is for our September 2017 100 Women Who Care Fort St. John chapter recipient will be. As we vote and tally, you'll be able to listen to the wonderful music of Twin Peaks.
The 3 charities that were chosen tonight were chosen by the steering committee, but our hope is that in the future, the members who are here are going to submit nominations for future charities. And we will be hosting tonight the Women's Resource Society, the North Peace Ride for Disabled, and a New Day in the Peace. So earlier tonight, we took a random draw to decide who was going to be making the first presentation, and the first presentation is going to be done by the Women's Resource Society. So I'll ask Amanda Trotter to come up, please.
It's great to be here this evening. The Women's Resource Society has been in Fort St. John for 36 years, and hopefully we're going to be around a lot longer, at least until we've resolved some of the issues in a satisfactory way in our community. You're all familiar with our building. You're familiar with what takes place at one side of our building. These are some of the things that we've been doing in our community for a very long time. To give you some kind of an idea about the Women's Resource Society and our programming, we are largely funded by the people in Fort St. John through donations. Okay? We're dependent on you. We also deal with over 1,000 points of client contact each and every month, which I think is fairly unprecedented, seeing as you've got 3 full-time staff, a part-time bookkeeper, but an army of awesome volunteers. People just like you. If you have a look at the next side of our building, we have recently renovated this space, and we're very, very proud of the space because it's a whole new concept for Fort St. John. The ethos behind our organisation is working largely with women and empowering women. Those are women just like you. That's why the heart of our community is really about women. We are the people who make things happen. We are the people who make change. The change we want to bring about is through empowering ourselves by holding varying groups within this building. Some of the suggestions that have come up: art therapy, music therapy, talking circles, healing circles, working with trauma groups. We believe that we've got the skills and the talent through sharing within Fort St. John to empower and heal ourselves. And this is what this space is all about. Okay? That's what it looks like inside right now. We're pretty much ready to rock and roll. We're ready to start bringing out those groups with your support. We're also, into the future, when the spring comes, we're going to work on the back of the building, and hopefully we're going to be growing our own fruit and veggies for people in our community as well. So we hope that you will support the Women's Resource Society. A vote for the Women's Resource Society is a vote for the healing place, and it's about all of those things that are important to us as women: being strong, being honest, being happy, being unique, being inspired, being creative, being fierce and brave, being different, being motivated, being you. Thank you.
Thank you to the Women's Women's Resource Center for being so concise. That was excellent.
You said 7 minutes.
And we meant 7 minutes. So for all of you, we have a little light down here that tells our presenters their time is up.
You didn't even have to use
You didn't have to use it, I know. The next group that is going to be presenting for us is the North Peace Ride for Disabled. So if I could ask Amanda Stafford to come to the stage, that would be great.
What an amazing opportunity it is to stand before such a dynamic group of women. Thank you so much for inviting our group to be a part of the inaugural meeting of 100 women in Fort St. John who care. I'm truly honored. Good evening, ladies. My name is Amanda Stafford, and I'm the coordinator for the North Peace Ride for the Disabled. The North Peace Ride for the Disabled is a not-for-profit organization whose purpose is to promote horseback riding for people with disabilities. Our local club, servicing individuals south to Dawson Creek and north to Presbyterian, was formed in 1984 by the cooperation of the North Peace Light Horse Association and a group of people associated with the Child Development Center. Almost any individual, regardless of their age or disability, can benefit from working with horses. We combine traditional horsemanship skills with the concepts of physical therapy to improve the strength, balance, and self-esteem of physically and developmentally delayed children, teenagers, and adults. We use some custom-made tack to accommodate those who are physically unable to sit up in their saddle on their own. Here's one of our saddles here, and the lift on the floor to get our riders in. Frisky is currently carrying a saddle equipped with a removable backrest and quick release Velcro closure to safely aid our riders that require extra support. With horseback riding comes improved coordination, muscle strength, joint mobility, perceptual skills, and self-confidence. The opportunity to work with a horse by grooming and helping to saddle are very real sources of excitement and pride. Moreover, each step a horse takes requires our riders to use their muscles to maintain balance and their minds to work to guide the horses. Original funding to start up the North Peace Ride for the Disabled came from the Rotary Association and by becoming involved in the startup of the Community Bingo Hall. For the first 10 years, bingos were held on a weekly basis, and enough funds were raised to build the current kitchen and concession, washroom facilities, and the meeting room inside the North Peace Light Horse Arena. Additional funding was used to lay a cement pad along the front of the arena to facilitate disabled people accessing the building. Eventually, the lucrative funding from the bingo was reduced, and the North Peace Ride for the Disabled had to look to other sources to support this very worthwhile but costly activity. When our funding was drastically reduced, the North Peace Light Horse Association agreed to give us the use of their arena one night a week for our program. However, we still had to pay to board, feed, and care for those horses, and for the coordinator to run the riding program and meet the needs of those horses. It's been rehearsed, I promise. Luckily, the North Peace Veterinary Clinic has been a long-term sponsor, meeting some of the healthcare needs of our horses. In recent years, the North Peace Ride for the Disabled has been busy with fundraisers and soliciting donations from local businesses and individuals to meet our operational costs, as we do not receive any government funding. With the donation of hay farrier services and a discount on equine chiropractor services that we've received the past couple years, it would cost just under $30,000 for us to operate each season. The $10,000 that you ladies have collectively brought here this evening would greatly help us to cover a large part of our operating costs. A group of dedicated volunteers make up the North Peace Ride for the Disabled executive, and that same group spends countless hours planning, preparing, and carrying out fundraisers. They also seek out donations of hay for the horses and sponsorship for tack, program supplies, year-end show awards, and more. When they're not busy with fundraisers, they are at the arena on Wednesday evenings, helping us to catch, groom, tack, warm up horses, lead and interact with the riders, then untack, groom, and put the horses back out to pasture. Our program has enhanced the lives of so many individuals since our startup in 1984. I'd like to introduce you to Sage Burley. Sage would like to speak on behalf of his family about the benefits that our program has provided to his sister, Tally.
Hello. First of all, really quickly, I want to thank you all so much for being here. This is an absolutely incredible event, and thank you for your time. Now, as a young boy, I had the honor and the privilege of being the advocate and the voice for my sister Talina, who's quietly sitting over there in the corner there, waving at us all. She is hands down the light of my life, and 2 minutes is plain and simple not enough time for me to talk about the incredible benefits the Ride for the Disabled has given her in her lifetime. When Tally was first given her diagnosis, we were told that she would likely not be able to walk, that she would have drastic impacts to her mobility. And one of the things that was advised to us was getting her involved in a therapeutic ride. Now, as was so eloquently explained before, the movement of the horse allows our riders to develop strength, core strength, and the movement of the horse helps to mimic the movements of walking. And so it was an opportunity for Tally to really work on that strength. Beyond that, Tally found companionship. She found community. She found peers and mentors, an amazing community that gathers together every week at the Northeast Ride for the Disabled. Nothing compares to the smile on my sister's face as I get to see her walking around that pen, as I get to laugh as she throws cups down onto the ground and gets us to pick them up. It's a little bit of a cruel joke, but her ultimately having fun. I'm out of time, but I want to say, please come down to the Ride for the Disabled. Please see the impact that it has. Have a wonderful night, everybody, and let's make this continue on.
So the ultimate goal of our organization is to encourage lifelong leisure activities and to promote physical health and self-esteem, which helps to further integrate disabled individuals into our community. The natural affinity between people and animals has proven to be a powerful way of enabling our riders to achieve their full potential, and the unconditional love and friendship offered by our horses is a great benefit to all. So our last presenter tonight will be from New Day in the Peace Ministries, and that will be Anita Knight.
I would say it's a home right now for women in addictions, or for people with broken lives, to find freedom, that they've tried everything else, they've tried to do it on their own, and they need something that's real and that is lasting, that they can see lasting fruit. It's not necessarily a checklist of steps, but we believe they have to have actually receive healing and actually have lasting freedom, not just for seasons of their life, but for the rest of their life.
Well, most of the ladies that come here, including myself, come from a broken background. So when you come here and you see how that's modeled, how a wife treats her husband and a husband treats his wife, and it's love, and here in the dining room, this is a time for the family to get together, and this is it. This is a family life here in the home. And a lot of the girls and myself didn't have that model to us when we were growing up.
I'm inspired every day seeing the growth of the women and seeing what changes come when Jesus comes and forgives your sin and gives you a new start in life.
Ministries, Fort St. John, BC, are excited to unveil our plans to build much needed facilities to accommodate our female program participants on 7 acres of donated land, just a stone's throw northeast of Fort St. John's Airport. With approvals in place, our initial plans include 2 buildings, as part of one project with groundbreaking happening May 13th this year. The 4,100 square feet main building will consist of an upstairs and daylight basement. The rancher-style dome building will include 8 single bedrooms with a sizable washroom. 2,100 square foot building will also serve as a template for future domes, helping those struggling with addictions and other destructive lifestyles. The purpose of this promotion is to reach out to individuals like you who believe in making a lasting difference in our world. The contractor cost of this project is estimated at $1.3 million. I want to take this opportunity to thank you for helping us change lives. You can also visit our website for more information at www.newdayministries.ca.
So good evening, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that. We took our really long promo video and condensed it down. So if you want to see more about that, we do have it on our website. But first of all, I'd like to introduce me. I'm Anita McKnights, and I am the Executive Director at New Day and the Peace Ministries. Unfortunately, none of my other staff could be here today. They're all gone on vacation, enjoying themselves somewhere. So yeah, first of all, I just wanted to thank the ladies that put this evening together and those of them that nominated New Day to be here. It's a privilege and just to be one of the organizations. It's just, I find it just exciting to just see the different aspects of our community and how different people are having a different impact, but for the same reason, we want to better people and we want to help them. So, when I was thinking about what to say tonight, in such a short time, what is New Day really about? And so I kind of thought about that. How do I kind of coin that in one sentence? So, we're about people, primarily women. That's what our ministry is currently for. We're about their families, we're about our community. But most of all, we're passionate about seeing restoration in people's lives. So starting with women, and once they receive healing and freedom from their addictions and their pains and their hurts, that would then bring restoration into their families' lives and into our community. So, and your part in this, we need people like you. No ministry or organization, as you can see, is just built on one person. It takes lots of people. It takes volunteers. It takes companies. It takes finances. It takes resources. And we've already had that with this building, the first building. We've had a wonderful outpouring from the community. Even some of you have supported us in that. And it's just been very humbling. For such a small town that we have, people are so willing to give and help. So on August 12th, we had a rafter raising day. So we had 20 tradespeople and volunteers that came out from all different aspects of the community to help us put up the first of the 2 buildings. So we're currently working on the dormitory building where the ladies will be living, so that can accommodate up to 8 ladies. And I have a video at the end of this presentation to show you of that day. Since that day, we've had electricians and plumbers in there to do their part, but we also just need people and finances in order to finish the interior. So we're hoping to move those ladies in by the spring of this year. So we're super excited about that. We hope that you are too. So just in closing, I leave you with this time lapse, and I pray that that would inspire you. Thank you.
hands at this point. You've seen the 3 presentations. We're going to ask you to cast your ballot, and once you're done, if you could bring it up into our box. And for our entertainment, while we are casting ballots and counting, I'd like to introduce Twin Peaks, who I'm sure need no introduction to Fort St. John whatsoever. And again, thank you to them for providing their services and entertainment tonight.
We have $11,500 to give away.
This community is amazing. Yeah.
So, we want to thank everyone that has committed giving to our community. This is absolutely amazing. Just to let you know, anyway, all pull out your phone calendars right now. So our next event is on March 6th, 2018. We are going to be right here at the Lido Theater. Thank you. So we've had some questions. How do you nominate? How do you nominate somebody to come up here next time? So we have our group here nominate the next recipients. So the only 2 qualifications we have is number 1, they have to serve the Fort St. John community. Number 2, they have to be able to issue a donation receipt. Those are our only 2 qualifications. So if they match that, then we will double check it, but if they match it, put their names forward and we will put them in a hat and draw them, and we will have 3 brand new groups to present to you on March 6th.
And again, because as we said, 100% of all the proceeds that you've donated tonight will go to the winning charity of tonight's event. And without our sponsors, we can't offer all the services that we did. Tonight's recipient
Thank you for joining us tonight for Fort St. John's 100 Women Who Care. Tonight I'm joined with Karen Carlson. Tell us a little bit about the event and how you got involved with it.
So the 100 Women Who Care Fort St. John is a program designed to bring people together to donate $100 to a charity, a local charity, and they vote on the charities. And so all the funds go to the community. They stay right here in Fort St. John and service the needs here. And basically I heard about it through a friend in Dawson Creek who started a charity, and they had run a couple of sessions down there. And so I talked to a friend at the Spark Women's Leadership Conference, and she said, yeah. And she said to me the next day, she's like, I couldn't sleep. This was such a great idea. We need to do this in Fort St. John. And here we are 5 months later, and we've had such a successful evening tonight.
Can you tell us how you picked the charities for this evening's event?
Well, the charities were just put forward by women on the steering committee. In the future, any of the women who are here tonight will have the opportunity to put forward a charity of their choosing.
And how much should we raise this evening in Fort St. John?
$11,500.
That's really exciting, and it's going to be going to
the North Peace Ride for Disabled.
And if someone would like to get involved for your next event, when is that going to be and how would they do that?
The next event will be on March 6th right here at the Lido Theater, and they can register online already. And I would encourage everyone to join our Facebook page because that's where all of our communications come through. So it's 100 Women Who Care, 100 WWCFSJ. Search it and you'll find our page.
Great. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us this evening on Where You Live. I'm Michelle.